there's no such thing as the big three. That's what I feel like. I feel like we might need to just jump straight in this, man.
Talk about it, G. Talk
Let's
about
just
it.
get straight into it. If you have
Let
been
me
living under a rock these last couple weeks since we have been off the air, since we've been off the air,
Saving my energy for this segment.
yes, since we've been off the air in these last couple weeks, I've been taking care of some personal stuff, some business stuff. We have not been able to talk about this, but we're gonna recap this and now give the floor to Lero. That Kendrick Lamar had a surprise verse on the Future and Metro Boomin album that came out a couple weeks ago, which I really, really enjoyed. And he took aim at one Canadian rapper and also J.Cole. We're waiting to see. I think we all kind of know Aubrey's not going to respond, but we'll get into that in a minute. J.Cole comes out with a diss this past Thursday called 7 Minute Drill. Very light diss. But that's not the issue. The issue is the apology we heard last night on stage at the Dreamville Fest. I have my thoughts. I know Bang and Dante had their thoughts, but Lero, this is your segment, so we're going to go to you first.
All I can say is what happened to the game I loved? What happened to the game I grew up loving, man? We had 50 Cent. We had Rick Ross. We had Ross beat 50 Cent. We had 50 beat Ja. We had Common versus Cube. We had Common versus Drake. We had Pusha versus Drake. We didn't even ask for Cole versus Kendrick, and we was about to get that, and then the nigga folded. I mean, like a lawn chair. I mean, it's so quick. I don't even think we got the grill going before this man left the barbecue, bro. It was one of the most despicable things I've ever seen in hip-hop history. And now we got guys who are veterans. I seen Saigon, a nigga who snuck and sucker punch Prodigy, saying how he respected J. Cole's decisions. And it wasn't a problem to him. I'm just sitting here like, yo, I never thought J. Cole was on the level of Drake or Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, you and your brother you and Reese have been on that for a while.
Over 10 years. Over 10 years, I've been telling people J. Cole is audio Z-Quill. I remember going to a party once and yarning and turning around, and J. Cole walks in the damn building. I swear on my life.
That was Shrine.
He was, huh? It was at a backyard barbecue party, like on the west side. And
Cole was out west. Okay.
It was like a Fat Tiger event or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
That.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, he walks in, puts us straight to sleep. I'm like, I gotta go, man. We handed him the blunt. My brother handed him the blunt. He didn't hit the blunt. I was really disgusted, even though it's not my fault he don't smoke weed. It's just if people don't smoke weed, they don't smoke weed. But J. Cole has always been low level to me as far as on the top tier guys. He's like on the Wale and Big Sean class to me. He's not up there with Kendrick. I think Kendrick is there. I think Drake is there because Drake, doesn't care to be there. And then J. Cole is wherever the hell you want to put the rest of them niggas at. I think Freddie Gibbs is better than J. Cole. I said this and people tried to argue with me. But one thing Freddie Gibbs would have did was rapped and stood by what he said. This nigga folded at his own fucking event.
Yeah.
I had one of his fans hit me on. They said they was there. They said they was sitting in the fan with the group of fans, and they all was so utterly disgusted at the words coming out of this man's mouth. But I told y'all last time, I only trust people as far as their mama is black. And I just mean, how far can I trust you if your mother isn't that black? I'm sorry. My mama would have made me go on the block and get my lick back. J. Cole's mama told him to, hey, sit back, man. Leave that shit alone, brother. That man is a fucking assassin, and you don't want no fucking smoke with him. And that's just all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say. J. Cole is demoted. He is not top 3 at all.
Go ahead, man.
Ah, man. All right. Sermon is tomorrow on some dude.
Okay.
So church is tomorrow. But promo is right now.
Give it to us.
Look, man. In the words of in the phrase, two things could be right at the same time. Yeah, I respect J. Cole for being honest with himself and saying what he said. I respect that. Mm-hmm. With that being said, that was some bullshit. And here's why. All right. And anybody who's listening to this, I need y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying. You can't pull the gun out and then apologize because you did that. All right. We could talk about first person shooter all we want to. J. Cole's been saying, if we want to go back, let's go back to last year. Or we could go back to the year before. If you don't like J. Cole, that's cool. But you can't say that at the very least that according to everybody in the game, he's been heating up for the past 2 years. He's been saying for the past 2 years, he is the best. You can say what you want. I don't care who you are. You can say what you want, but I am the best. He's been saying steppers and shit, throwing small shots since that album came out. Now, was it meant to be disrespectful? No, but it's just what y'all niggas call the sport of rap. He's been saying that he's the best. And when it comes to first person shooter, wow, that big 3 line, all of that stuff, Muhammad Ali, which I'll get to that in a second. He said that, and it was also directed to the other man that was on the same track. So if anything, we thought it was ballsy for him not only to go at everybody, but to do it on the same track. He cannabised the situation. So when you say you the best, you have to prove it in hip hop in one way, shape, or form. Now let's get to the Ali thing. He said, yo, we feeling like the big 3, but right now I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. Well, let me break this down for the dummies who didn't realize or didn't think about what J. Cole was talking about that. The big 3 at that time is Joe Frazier, it is George Foreman, and it is Muhammad Ali. He said he's Muhammad Ali. Laro, how many times did Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman?
Twice, right?
Once. He beat the shit out of him though. The rope-a-dope. But he beat Joe Frazier twice.
Yeah, he fought Joe.
They fought 3 times. He beat Joe Frazier both 2 out of the 3 times. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's basically said, I beat all of these guys. I'm better than all of these guys. That's the big 3 at boxing at the time. So you mean to tell me, and he basically said that those 2 niggas is the Spider-Man meme on the track. So you thought Kendrick Lamar wasn't going to say shit? You thought he wasn't going to say nothing? You should have been prepared. And I'm calling J. Cole's bluff here. If that diss track came out with better reception, that man wouldn't apologize. He would have performed that shit at that goddamn festival. Because that's where his people was at. So he had the home court advantage. That's why, in the post that I posted up on the book, that's why I said, I didn't talk about if I liked the song or not. I said this was J. Cole's weekend. I don't think people understand. This weekend was J. Cole's weekend. So being that it was J. Cole's weekend, he had every opportunity to basically not only throw out that song off the album that he dropped as a surprise, but to go ahead and put the finishing touches on everything at the event where he was the last person that was performing. But he saw social media. He heard Joe Budden. And he said, man, I fucked up. Now it's an apology. And the unintended consequence is I'm telling y'all right now, because there's too many new niggas watching this. This ain't for anybody on this screen right now. This is for the new niggas watching this shit. Telling y'all right now, he's effectively killed the simple beef tracks, the simple diss tracks. Because this nigga has went on and said, oh man, my energy was off. And, I just didn't like how I felt. So I just want to apologize to one of the great. He just effectively took competition away from hip hop when it comes to these new niggas. And for anybody that thinks I'm wrong, we're already complaining about how recipes has been lost when it comes to these new niggas in the first place. So tell me this, y'all. If I'm wrong in saying this, why are we talking about three niggas that's been in the game for damn near 20 years now. And we still talking about them niggas.
Talk about them.
We still talking about them. There's nobody that has, unfortunately, has come up on the level, fuck Big Three, let's just say Big Six. Let's just say Big Six or Super Six. If we want to stay on boxing, let's go Super Six. There's nobody that has peaked on that level. There's no Ant-Man. If J.Cole and Drake and all of these niggas is Bron, Katie, Steph, and whoever else you want to name, who's the Ant-Man? Who's the Wemby?
Shit, who's Giannis?
Who's Giannis? None of them niggas. So I'm telling you, the game, the niggas that's coming up in the game is watching this shit. That's where the competition is supposed to come from. That's where it's supposed to come. And Cole, who famously said that he let Nas down. This is why.
He let him down again.
Twice.
This is why. Because Nas would have did the same thing. Nas and Jay-Z didn't hate each other. That was just pure competition. So now you mean to tell me I can't have no competition to the dude that's next to me? He's effectively ended competition for all of these new niggas that's coming up. They're not going to understand and know why this moment was important for Cole. And I'm going to tell y'all the biggest reason why this shit was so important for Cole. Because we all know on here, 10 years ago, that nigga wasn't in the big three of shit. Nope. The big three was Drake. The Kanye. Big three was Kendrick Lamar. I'm talking about the new niggas. And Big Sean. Or you could put Wale up in that bitch.
When it first started, it was the three you just said.
But that was the big three.
I ain't gonna
Drake.
lie. I'll argue Wiz too.
But
that whole
but you can. That's why I say you can add a couple
blog era.
But you can add a couple of people. But Cole wasn't in that bitch.
No.
And for those who forget, he got dressed up by fucking Diggy by implying that he fucked Vanessa. And then the Versace shirt shit happened. And then all of a sudden, the nigga started growing his hair. And by the time 2014 Forest Hill Drive came out, he had enough hair. And then after that, his shit was nappy and locked the fuck up. And he dropped the album and he started hooping. The Grammy line. And you know what? I'm going to wait for some dude to talk about the Grammy line. Because I'm going to tell y'all why J. Cole is hurt. It's the fucking Grammys.
There's two things. One, I know we're gonna get into the bigger six things. That's one of Lero's next point. But I want Dante to get your opinion, and I'm gonna go. Go ahead, Dante.
Yeah. No, I'll say this. He Wale'd himself. Like we just talked about how Wale was in that big three. The one thing that took Wale out of that conversation was Wale. Like him online bitching all the time. It was never the music. Like, even though people said he made rap for women and shit like that, he was still cold enough and respected as a lyricist to where we always talked about Wale in that group. And so for him to do this is extremely disappointing. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like I was just talking to Al Patron about it. Like, the whole rap community is like in shock right now simply because from a competition standpoint, this was the first time we could have potentially got some beef. Well, not even beef, a battle that there was no street ties to it. So nobody was going to die. There wasn't going to be no fights. We had three people who are considered great lyricists. They're about to go at it. They're about to compete. And especially with Cole, because to your point, like you said, he's gradually built himself up to be in this conversation. And you can't spend the last 2 years talking tough on records with Lil Yachty, and then you switch the shit up now. Now it's just conscious. And like, no matter how much we respect it, like, you know, if you like we say, all this shit don't matter, take music out of it, you know, respect your growth and all of that. I would have respected just as much as if he said, you know, y'all know it's no real beef. I fuck with Kendrick, and then dropped the song and played the shit. Like, this was his Summer Jam moment. Like, he really could have did some crazy shit for hip hop. And like I said, nobody's dying. Nobody's escalating the situation. It was just going to be a whole bunch of great raps. And I think right now we all feel robbed. That's what it is. We all feel really robbed of an amazing rap experience, because this is what we as old, even though we only 35, I consider us now, we old rap.
We the old heads, bro. We the
old heads now. Yeah. So like everything we've been craving, we not getting, and we thought we had a glimpse of it, and they just snatched it away.
Here's
Josh is right though. Drake definitely believes he's a mob boss, so he gonna try to cut him out. He not finna rap shit. He finna make captions and be in
and mention Baca 100 times. This is my thing on it,
sexual
bro.
assault boy.
You're right, exactly. I was about to say
the sex offender.
The sex offender. This is my thing on it, dog. This is why I'm so disgusted as a fan of this genre. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I respect it." I'll be real. I don't respect it. If that's how you, first of all, you're a grown man. If somebody made you get out of your body and do something that you ain't had to, that you didn't feel right and do it, you shouldn't have done it. And if you felt, oh man, I got in my body, you call that man yourself. Man, John, be real. I really wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? That's just not who I am as a person. Y'all got that relationship. We the fans, we don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear you saying these things at your festival. Like you just said, Dante, you could have did some Summer Jam stuff. You could have did what Nas was gonna do on the Power 105 stage, but they stopped it with the hanging like.
But wait a minute, Scott. He didn't have to do that. See, that's the thing. He didn't need anything to defame a character, to hang a nigga in effigy or anything. All he literally had to do was rap.
Stand on your shit.
And stand on it. Like, and we can talk about the diss, whatever. I thought it was like just for the simple fact that number one, that beat sound like some Tetris shit. And number two, your two best lines can't be Hove lines.
Can't be
like,
somebody.
We're all students of the game. Like, you can one of the homies text me, was like, "Oh, your arms are too short to box with God." You know how many times we've heard that line in rap? Like, that's nothing new. Like
his arms right now.
Yeah, like come on. And then you just even takes the. You took people who, whether you don't like Pimp Butterfly, whatever, music is subjective, whatever. But you took the people who took the weekend to slander it. You just killed your own point because you didn't even believe it was mid. Obviously, you didn't even believe it when you said it.
It's not.
He was one of the first rappers to praise it when it came out.
Right?
Yes.
And this is my thing about that. A side thing is anybody who thinks Pimp Butterfly is a Black Power album has never listened to Pimp Butterfly. It's nothing outside of All Right. There's no Black struggle songs on that album. But as Cole, I'm gonna go even further. This is the softest thing I've seen in the over 50-year history of this genre. I've never seen anything like this. And the fan base, like, you can be a fan and don't lie, bro. Like, that's something I think we've seen in this stan culture. Y'all know I'm a card carrying Hove venger. Am I gonna deny that Sean Corey Carter cried on the radio after Ether? No, that happened. Am I gonna sit up here and act like that he ain't never made something bad? No. There's Jay-Z verses that make me want to throw up because he's rapped so much better than that. We have to be real about our favorite artists. But now you make Kendrick look like the boogeyman. And this is like by the way, this is the third rapper that's apologized to Kendrick.
Facts.
Like, Lupe apologized to Kendrick. Jay Electronica apologized to Kendrick. Like, we all know that Kendrick has blood affiliations.
Big Sean did too.
Big Sean did too. This is not breaking news that Kendrick has blood affiliations, but there's got to be more to this. That does Kendrick send these niggas his disses? Oh, this is what I'm finna drop y'all. But it just makes it worse. And even from a Drake perspective, even if Drake wants to shoot back, which I definitely don't see him doing now, but even if he does want to shoot back, this is why it's so hard to diss Kendrick. What are you gonna say now? Because Cole just said the discography thing, so you can't come up here like, "Oh, it's boring, nigga. Anyway, playing Pimp Butterfly in the club." We just heard that. So to me, as a sport, it's everybody. Oh, he's 39, he's 38, he got kids. Y'all want to care about beef? Kendrick got like 3 kids. Kendrick like 36.
They're the same niggas. Just one's tall and light skinned, and the other one is short and dark skinned.
I'm not saying we gotta have the Beanie Siegel, Jadakiss type. No, that's not these type of dudes there. I wanted to see sparring. Like Kendrick let off a shot, you let off a shot. Now let's go back and forth. That has been killed, and I no longer care about this. Like all y'all said, this I believe is a career blow. Now, am I saying he's not gonna do the numbers he does? I'm not saying that, but nobody's ever going to take that man seriously again, especially he better not say anything about being the best of anything. You compare yourself to Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali would have never did this. Like, Muhammad Ali could get knocked out and be like, "No, I'm still better than
that nigga called Sonny Liston a coon."
Yeah. But
Nigga ain't apologized for shit.
He said, "Come on, Gorilla. This is a
Yeah,
thriller."
Gorilla
Like,
is a
Ali
gorilla.
was talking his shit, bro.
Somebody
Like,
pulled a
what you
gun
do.
out on Ali. Somebody
Yeah.
pulled a gun out on Ali, bro.
And I say this, like, this might be because I'm literally, like I said, I've been stumped all fucking day. This might be the most embarrassing hip hop moment since
ever.
that nigga since that nigga Freeway was in the studio.
Put on
Said,
the
"Put a
beat.
beat on,
Put a
put
beat
a beat
on.
on, put a beat on." He was begging for that beat because he was getting cooked.
This
was terrible, bro.
This makes Ja Rule really look like Tupac. And you know what's funny about this? I was in an Uber Saturday night, and my Uber driver, for whatever reason, was playing Hit 'Em Up. And first of all, that was one angry young man.
Yes, it was.
Like, I always look at that, he was wilding, but you know, as being 35, and I'm like, who made this nigga that mad? You hear that? And then you hear J.Cole apologizing. Like, come on, dog. And if you didn't want to respond, don't respond. Like, yes, I wish Biggie would have responded in like an actual way to Tupac. We all know that he actually did respond on his album. Like, you know, I forgot what song. What was the song where Diddy's talking in the background? Not Long Kiss Goodnight, the other one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Kiss Your Ass Goodnight. I don't know, whatever. But he responded to him on that. Do I wish he would have came out and said something about Tupac? Yes, but that's not who Big was. You could have did that and got away with it. Don't shoot your shot and then at your event say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then be like, "Hey, can y'all make some noise for Kendrick Lamar?" And everybody in Kendrick's rappers are laughing at this nigga.
They
like
Punch
put LOL, and he said, "No, I respect it." No, nigga. Kendrick is at home laughing, dressed like Queen Latifah on Living Single, bro. He is home laughing.
I told you these niggas was soft.
I told you these niggas was soft. And then also Drake is probably got to look at it like, see, that's why I ain't do nothing. Drake will never admit it, but Drake knows.
Drake is using academics to get messages out there, bro. Yeah. Like, the game is cooked, my nigga. Like, what are we doing?
Right, the game is cooked. And here's my disappointment. Like, again, that's why I said the battle rap, the sport of rap to me is now done. Yes. Because there's no little nigga that's gonna come and be on this. And I had said something a couple of weeks ago where I'm now disappointed in what I said. I said that I truly believe that J.Cole truly is one of two people that really want to prove that he's the best rapper alive. And since I listened to the album from front to back, I was standing on that. I was like, yeah, because Pie, him, Daylight, and Absol, them niggas was barred up. And I was like, see, Cole really wants to be the best rapper alive. Then I got to the last song, and I was like, well, he tried, but it just didn't come off. But then the weekend happened. Sunday happened. Last night happened. Cole don't want to be the best rapper alive. Cole, and here's why mental health matters, y'all. Go ahead and say it. Mental health matters. Mental health matters. I think Cole wants to be the best rapper alive, but I also believe there's caveats to it. He don't want to have to prove it. He feel like he just have to prove it through his own merit. Well, in what we grew up in hip hop, you have to prove that you are the best rapper. And when you get tested, you have to show it. This ain't every beef ain't Big and Pac.
No.
Every beef ain't right. Every beef ain't MC Ren and DJ Quick.
Yeah.
This was a battle just to say, yo, we are the only two, because Drake don't even want to be the best rapper of all time or alive. No, the only two dudes that wanted to be the best rappers of alive right now had the chance to prove it. And I truly believe that Cole saw the reception and was like, damn. And he nutted up just like he did when Diggy dressed up his ass about 12 years ago.
That paper on display, haters old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line.